Hi, my name is Tel Koendrink. I'm the founder and master trainer of Novelo, where we help schools, parents and teachers create a place for talented and gifted children. Hey, welcome on our Facebook page. Awesome that you're here and that you're ready to share this information with us. So let's go right into the first subject, and this is about mindset. Perhaps you've heard about it, maybe you've seen the research, but it's about what way are you looking at life now? And one of the most interesting things I've read about is by Dweck. She's a researcher and she did a lot of research about a growth first, a fixed mindset. And what I'm going to do is walk you through a bunch of her research in a way simplified form. So please also don't go, commenting like it's not the precise protocol that she followed. I really believe in simplifying things to the level that you understand it and can apply it. And the application is by far more important than accuracy in my book. If you don't agree, find a different teacher. I'm kind of simple in that. There's enough teachers who are a lot more precise and a lot more scientifically rigorous than I am, but there are few who are as practical as I am. I will always go down to what can you do. So what can we learn from Dweck? She did two studies that I found most interesting. One was regarding a summer school program. A whole bunch of kids were in a math summer school program, and what they did is they split the group up in two. Because when you look at the history of intelligence and intelligence research, there's kind of two schools in that. One school says intelligence is static. It is set for life. If you are born with this IQ, this is what it will be for the rest of your life, with a slight curve in it, but we can predict it and we know what your IQ will be. The other school, which is kind of more recent, has a different view. They are talking about the plasticity of intelligence. And what do they mean? In the US they say it in a very nice term, use it or lose it. The more you use your intelligence, the bigger and more expanded your brain will function. The less you use it, the more it will shrink down and the less available it will be to you. Well, what they did with the summer school program, they divided the group up in two. One half got to her all the research about intelligence is static. If you're good at something, you're good at it. If you're not, well, basically you've got tough luck. The other group got a day long of all the research into plasticity. Doesn't matter what you can do, as long as you work on it, you'll get better. As long as you develop it, you'll improve. And then they put these kids in the same classroom. Same material, same teacher, same books. And there was a profound difference at the end of the summer. Because at the end of the summer school program, the people who heard the static stories, they didn't change a whole lot. But it's not really weird, because if I tell you, if you're not good at, you're really bad at math, and if you're not good at it, you're never gonna be good at it, then you're not very likely to change that and to work hard at a class. Well, if I tell you, if you're not good at math, it doesn't matter, as long as you work hard, you'll get better. Well, then you're more inclined to work at it. And that was really what's shown in the research. They really performed a lot better at the end of the program. So this is really important. What you believe, the static or plasticity thing, that's important. But then she looked a little bit further, like, what gives you this mindset? And she looked at a group who had to perform a bunch of puzzles. A bunch of kids had to do a bunch of puzzles, and the first series of puzzles was kind of simpler. And they were going through it, they had success, but then they got feedback. And the feedback was different, because the first group got to her, what a good end result, what a good solution you found. The second group heard, you're so smart that you got this right solution. And the third group heard, wow, you really worked hard and you persevered, that you got as far as you did. So it's all positive, right? I mean, it's all within our positive new appreciation theory. You should positively reinforce kids, not negatively. But there was a profound difference, because they got their second test. The second test was a lot harder. And they tried it, but most of them couldn't get as far into the test as the first one. The first group was trying it, and they were frustrated. Man, because they tried it and they couldn't get through. But, they got a little bit stuck, but they were okay with it, but they were kind of bummed out that they didn't get a good end result. The second group tried it, couldn't get it, but got stuck pretty quickly. And in the self-reflection afterwards, you found out that what they basically said is, you know, it was really hard. And then we looked back to the previous puzzle, and then they said we were smart enough to do that, and we couldn't do this, so basically we were too stupid for this. We're not smart enough for this puzzle, so there's no use in working harder. Because if you're just not smart enough, you can just not solve it. And then you got the third group. They started on it, and it didn't work out, so looking back on the feedback they got, you worked hard, you persevered, they figured, you know, let's just work hard and persevere. So they tried and tried and tried, and they got the furthest of the three groups, and they felt the best of the three groups. Because afterwards they were like, well, you know, we didn't get the result, but hey, we still worked hard, we still persevered. Most typical thing was the third challenge. Because the third challenge was simpler, more within line with their, you know, abilities. The first group did it, finished it, and they were happy, yes, I got an end result again. The second group tried it, but couldn't get through. A test that, by definition, objectively, they should be able to do to a certain level, they couldn't anymore. Why? Because they assumed they weren't smart enough anymore. They believed they weren't smart enough anymore. And the third group did their best, worked hard, persevered. No problem, they finished it, we're happy with it. So why is this so important to know when we're dealing with talented and gifted kids? What does their life look like? Their entire life they hear, wow, you're so smart. Wow, you're so smart. Wow, you're so talented. You're so gifted. You're so fast. But everybody runs into their limit one day. Whether it's at 8 years old or at 15 years old or at 25 years old. One day you will find something that is hard for you. And if you always hear, you're so smart that you can do this, and then one day you find something you cannot do, your assumption will be, this is not something I have a talent for. And you're not trained in persevering, so you won't. Why would you? You never learn to do that. So this is why it's so important to focus on the right kind of feedback. What kind of feedback do you give kids? And I've got a 3-ruled approach. Step number 1, perseverance. Perseverance and hard work. If you work hard, I'm proud of you. Doesn't matter what the result is, whether it's an A or an E. If you work hard, I'm proud of you. Step number 2, strategy. Because if you work hard, just working hard doesn't get you there. You need to work hard and work in a smart way. And then end result. But the first one is always hard work, perseverance. Working hard gets you the furthest. And I believe in that. Because say you've got 100% intelligence and 10% perseverance. Then you can sit on the sofa and whine about the world that doesn't get you. If you've got 10% intelligence and 100% perseverance, we've got enough people in the world history who are not that bright. But by pure perseverance, they change the face of the planet. So perseverance is the thing that can give you the biggest difference. Keep that in mind, keep that focus, give that feedback to your kid, and you'll see the change. And then you'll give your kid a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. The sooner you start, the better. And that way you'll help somebody. Bring out the best in yourself and in each other.